Now it's about to get good. I wanted to continue this because this is a whole series of just submission and understanding different ways about you and submitting, and not that other person is submitting, but understand you and your ways of submitting and why you should and why it's not a bad thing. But first, because there were some things I left off with, here's a series of questions that you can ask yourself when you're looking at you about submitting. And you have to ask these questions, all right? These are questions that I've received in my search, in my evaluation of, am I ready to be in a relationship? So here you go. First, define how you exist. Don't define how the other person exists. Define how you exist. So here we go. What is my current pursuits? And is it to imitate Christ or to just be connected? Is it to imitate Christ, or is it to just be adored? Or is it to imitate Christ, or is it to just say, I have somebody to call my somebody? So are you just satisfied with having someone, and you're not really looking to invest in that person so that you can see that person grow and be a better person too, doing your side, your role? What are your current patterns? Listen to this stuff. Have my patterns created my current emotional, physical, and spiritual location? Am I at a place emotionally, not because of a person, but because of my patterns? Are the patterns I've set bleeding into why I'm emotionally bankrupt? What this series of questions basically can sum up and say, am I miserable because I keep doing the same thing over and over again? Do I keep meeting the same kind of men or the same kind of women? Have I done enough to change myself to where I can put myself into a different environment? Or am I just repeating the same cycle? So am I going to the club, but still I'm saying girl, or if I'm saying to my boy, like, yo, cuz I'm looking for, somebody who I can settle down with. But let's go to the club tonight. Strike one. If you got to start changing your patterns. If you're looking for somebody for the long haul, guarantee you ain't going to find them at the club. And if you do, you might have a haul, but it ain't going to be a long haul. All right? Let's continue. What are my current practices? Where and with whom am I exercising my thoughts, my dreams, ambitions? Could it be I'm dysfunctional in a relationship because I have around me people that don't push me to a different place? So, what you can ask yourself is, am I surrounding myself with the people to whom can help me be a better me? Am I the leading rabbit in this race? Because if I'm the sharpest knife in this drawer, I got to go into another drawer. If I'm the smartest amongst my friends, I got to get new friends. There should be no way. You got to have some type of rabbit that you're chasing. Once you notice you get to being the best around, then it's time to start changing things. And you have to look at yourself. Don't look at another person. So when you're asking these questions, don't look at your boyfriend, don't look at your husband, don't look at the guy you're talking to. Look inside, because you can't change them. You can change you. Okay? So before you decide to get married, first, are you ready to submit to another person? Are you simply ready to put yourself under another person's wing voluntarily? And if you think, well, I would if, then you ain't ready. If the word submit in itself comes into play, you ain't ready. And that's okay. Now, you also have to ask yourself a few other questions, and I learned these in my teaching too, and I'm going to share them also. Is the reason why I want to be around this person helping me in my pursuits? Is my emotional health better or worse with them? Am I feeding my integrity and my character of the passions that I have? Do I love myself more, or do I love myself less being connected to this person? When you start asking yourself these questions and you realize that you can't submit, then you'll start to realize that you might be with the wrong person. And men to women, women to men, these questions here are the core of what's going on inside of you. Don't ask these questions thinking that you're going to try to change that person. It's not going to happen. When you are ready to submit, that's the evidence that you're ready for a relationship. It's not your financial statement. It's not how much money you're making. It's not your physical conditions, etc., etc. It's not what type of car you drive, what type of house you have. When you're ready to submit to another person voluntarily, you're ready for a relationship. That's when you'll know that you're ready for a relationship, because you're free from pride and you're sensitive to another person and their feelings at the place that they're at currently. And you do this simply out of love. Like I said, I should have did love first, but I did submission because that's what I was seeing. So, just to sum it up, if you want to win more than you want to submit, like if you want to be the better more than you want to submit, you ain't ready. If you want to put down and make someone your subordinate so that you can look like the superior, you're not ready. If you want to just sit now that you got this person and be comfortable rather than feed that person so that they can be the best person that they can be, you're not ready. And I can also say, after you decide this, for the ladies, we'll do ladies first, what type of man have you picked? There's pretty much 3 types of men. You got a callow man, C-A-L-L-O-W, and that means immature. You have a coarse man, which is wicked. You have a contemplative man, which is wise. Okay? Callow means lacking adult sophistication. If you go to contemplative in your Merriam-Webster, I love it because it has a lot of the answers that you're looking for. It says concentration on the spiritual things as a form of private devotion, a state of mystical awareness of God's being, an act of considering with attention. Now, do you have that? And if the answer is no, then you got one of the other 2. Immature, wicked. You got somebody who's goofy, and you got somebody whose heart has been hardened. Now, depending on which one of those 2 you have, will let you know if what you're experiencing is either abuse or insult. And what I mean by that is, if you feel like in your relationship you are mentally insulted due to the things and the actions that this person is carrying, then you might be dealing with a callow, immature man. And no, you can't submit to that. He doesn't have a goal. He doesn't have a plan. He doesn't have any motivation. He ain't got no drive. All he want to do is play Xbox. So he has no drive. No, you can't submit to that. Or you got someone who's coarse, hardened, wicked, to where they feel like women are subordinate. They can't get with the times when they want to see women be a partner versus be, underneath. Then you're dealing with somebody who right now they just can't fathom that thought. Doesn't make them a bad person, just makes them not the person for you. You got to sit down and take this stuff and figure it out. Men, I have some things for you too, but that's going to have to be in another video because, I'm running out of time. But when you sit down and you figure out what type of guy you got, then that'll let you know what type of path to take. Not changing them, changing you. So you got callow, coarse, contemplative. Which one you got? It's only one of the 3. He's either wise, he's immature, or he's wicked. And wicked meaning hardened heart. He's kind of, male chauvinistic, don't want to see anything anybody else's way. Which one you got? Because you got one of the 3. And once you decide which one of those 3 you have, that'll decide on a different course of action. And for those who are out there who are Christian and are listening to this, and you want to see this in play, take it to Proverbs. I'm going to start with that going into the next video so that you can see it. So those who are Christian who feel like, why, oh, woe is me, why is this happening? Once again, you read it in the Bible, it'll explain to you why it's happening. And I'm going to get to that right now. I'm going to go ahead and upload this and keep them moving. Hopefully you guys are watching. If not, it's cool too. All right, peace.